Okay, my friend, welcome back to another Arcis AI video. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down one of the main things that traders never even really look at or understand because most of the time it looks too complicated, and that is the macro data, which really is what drives price in the long term and the short term, especially currency markets. They are driven by inflation rates and interest rates, and also economic indicators. So I'm going to break that dashboard down in just a minute. Before I do, I just want to update you that I'm currently updating the Arcis AI Live signal system, which is one of my built-in strategies. I'm just updating that for the strategy builder, so you can actually create your own strategies in a few clicks and actually have the platform auto trade for you. So if you are on the platform and you are using it, I don't recommend taking these setups just for now. Wait for at least 24 hours while the new system is being updated. The setups that are currently good to take are the weekly and daily Arcis setups. But for now, the AI Live is offline. You'll probably see that if you are on the platform, these signal cards are updating different things every few seconds. That's just because I'm working on the back end. So just be wary of that. And as always, trade at your own risk. The Arcis platform is there to help you in your analysis. It is to shorten the analytic period. And yeah, so just there to help you make decisions. With the strategy builder, you can actually build your own strategies and auto trading. So let's get into the macro dashboard. So this is basically what big macro traders look at, banks, forecasters. This is the kind of data they're looking at on the back end to predict the future of price or assets 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 months in the future. Look for turning points in the market. So a lot of traders, they don't even look at this kind of data, and the reason being because it comes across as too complicated. Most traders won't understand it or won't even look at it, so they just ignore it and think that technical analysis is the holy grail. But when you actually understand the background, what is actually moving the markets currently, like geopolitical risks, inflation, interest rates, central bank decision making, it'll also help you in your day-to-day active trading. And with Arcis AI, you don't even have to understand the data. You can simply just go here, the macro dashboard, and it analyzes all the data for you and comes up with actual trade ideas, macro trade ideas, position trading for you. It also looks for short squeezes and credit longs. So you can see at the minute we have a credit long in the USD and a bull squeeze on the JPY. So the trade ideas really helps you if you want to position trade long term or know that you're on the right side of the market. You can use the macro data with the 20-day, 50-day, and 100-day moving average. If you're above that and the macro data matches bullish trend, you know you're on the right side of the macro side of the market. So I'll just break down the actual macro platform so you actually understand everything that is being shown. So if you are a free user, you'll see this dashboard here. It's just a breakdown of everything on the platform: intermarket correlations, COT positioning, central bank policy spectrum. So who's hiking, who's lowering rates, and who's neutral. And then you have the rate differential matrix here. It's just the day-to-day updates on different central banks' interest rates. So again, then you have the economic calendar here. We also have the risk engine, so it's telling you if it's risk on or risk off. See at the minute, the market is risk on. So DXY is weakening, FIX subdued, AUD tightening cycle distinct from peers, and JPY carry unwind trade elevated. So that's just looking at the COT reports, and we just have the market pulse here, which is the dollar index, the FIX, which is the volatility index. A lot of FX traders look at that, especially on macro desks. Then we have gold, oil, the S&P, and then Bitcoin here. So it's just tracking all that. Next we have the rates. So this is just tracking the major central banks' interest rate decisions, telling you who's on hold, who's hiking. We can see here that JPY is in a hiking cycle. And we have the central banks here. So this is just what's going on with the central banks at the minute. I'm telling you up and coming meetings and exactly what is all going on. Then we have the economics. So if you're use Forex Factory or any of them news sites, this is tracking all the economic indicators across the different central banks and economies. And then down here we have the divergence scanner. So it's telling you which is strong, which is weak, if there's any divergence, and it will actually tell you here if there's a signal or anything. Again, you don't have to understand this. If you do understand it, good, this will really help with your trading. But AI, Arcis AI will actually just analyze the whole data for you and come up with trade ideas. So here you have the inflation first rate, real rate matrix, smart money flow. So it's telling you where the money is being positioned at the minute. The Australian dollar is being bought, US dollar is being bought, and British pound. Then we have the Swiss franc down here, and then we can see that the JPY is very, very weak. And if you look at the markets, you can see that. So flow signals here, and then this is just indicator trend, so that will be getting updated here. Then we have COT, so a lot of traders look at this COT data. We have the 3-year net positioning, and you can change the currencies here. Swiss franc. Then down here we'll give you COT divergence detector. So this is JPY Australian dollar, short JPY, which is buy AUD JPY, which you'll probably notice at the charts has been very strong. USD JPY, long USD. Tells you here if it's at the extremes or not. Next we have yields. So this is just the 2-year, 5-year, 10-year, 20-year, 30-year yields across all currency markets. This one here is the 10-year yield, so the 10-year yield matrix. Then we have markets. So we have the stock indices, so it's analyzing the stock market, equity risk flows, buy AUD USD. So it's just analyzing that data and telling you where the money is likely to be going. We have currency futures. So this is just a carry trade ranking across all pairs. And you can change that here. So it's got the, if you look for the sign here that has the 6N, so this is the Kiwi currency future. We have options proxy, but we have to just fetch this data here. So this is just reading volatility across all the markets. It's just takes a few seconds to load. Back to markets, and we go to the options proxy, and it's telling you which ones are good for puts and which ones are good for calls, just based on the volatility in the market. So if you're an options trader, this here data can really help your decision making. Then we have the commodities, so it's just tracking commodities: gold, silver, oil, Brent oil, natural gas, and copper. We have sentiment gauge, so we'll just let that load. So this is telling you where retail positioning is across all the currency pairs, and then it can give you a contrarian signal. We can see that retail is heavily long Euro JPY, so smart money could be positioning on the other side. Again, use this data alongside your chart analysts and other technical tools. These are just guides, but it's showing you the whole macro picture. Correlations. So this is the correlation heat map. So down here we'll tell you actually how to use that for hedging, for diversification and regime changes. So you just read that. Now this is tracking each currency pair on its average monthly gains. You can see here what it's been making on average on each month. Then we have the most important part for most traders, which is the USD Swiss franc. You can hit AI analyze and it will just break down all the macro data for you. And it's just basically telling you why it's saying that this is a good buy. Best setups for this are waiting for pullbacks to the 250 and the 20, 50 and 100 moving averages, and buying in at those points. You never buy at the highs and you never sell at the lows. Wait for the pullbacks and then enter with the smart money. And the smart money is looking at this kind of data to make trading decisions. And at the end, last but not least, we have the pair score. So it's reading all the data and coming up with bullish or bearish signals depending on the data is saying. AUD Kiwi, very strong bullish signal. All the Aussie pairs, very strong bullish pair signals. And some of the Aussie cross pairs down there that are bearish. So that is the macro Arcis AI macro dashboard broken down. Again, one of the most important things in trading is knowing what side the smart money is on, the big players are on. They're all looking at this kind of data to make decision making for future movements, position trades for the next 3, 6, 12 months. So Arcis AI breaks all this down and analyzes it in seconds and comes up with trade ideas. So you don't need to understand it. You just need to come, have a look at the macro trade ideas and seeing what the macro data is saying, then incorporate that into your trading. So if we open up a chart here, USD Swiss franc, so it's saying buy. For me, I would wait for a breakout above the moving averages. You can see it's got the moving averages on the chart here. Wait for a breakout and then first pullback and add. So yeah, so you'd wait for the breakout up and first pullback back towards the moving averages, or wait for a moving average crossover to buy this setup. Just looking at the charts here, that does analyze up with the price action. We have this leg down here. We have the sideward movement in the markets. So the likely next path is a breakout, pullback, and then a rally. So that is how to use the macro data. Again, the AI live signal system is offline just at the minute. So it will be up and running again in the next 24 hours. Just be wary if you're on the platform and you're looking at the setups. They're not fully programmed yet. The best setups, again, weekly and daily Arcis trades. So that's the macro dashboard. Again, very, very important aspect of trading. If you want to access the pro version for 14 days, click the link below. Any comments, let me know. And I shall see you on another video very soon. Will over at Arcis AI.